Good to go. Welcome, DraftKings Nation. We have a special guest today for everyone getting ready for the Super Bowl. She is the Vice President of Events for the Tampa Bay Sports Commission, which means she has also added on the title of Chief Operating Officer of Super Bowl 55 here in Tampa. She also spent 8 years as a Division I volleyball head coach. She's a three-time player in the volleyball Final Four. She's also the best karaoke singer I know. Claire Lessinger, welcome to DraftKings Nation. Actually, to go on LinkedIn and look, I was like, how many years was she a coach again? I don't even remember.
Oh my goodness, some good times. No, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's do this. You are setting up right now the NFL experience, which is going to sort of wind all the way around downtown Tampa through the Riverwalk. Past I-275 down along. It's going to be beautiful. That's all we know. So if you're coming in here from out of town and you are either a Packers, Bills, who am I missing? Who's the other team? Who are the Bills? Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City.
And if you're one of and the Bucks, I think the locals will know how to handle it.
Navigate this, right?
If you're coming in from out of town, what will look the same and what will look different at this Super Bowl?
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, just in terms of the last time we hosted, the downtown development in itself has changed the footprint of what any fan could experience. And, you explained a little bit about the Riverwalk, but it's 2.7 miles long. It's bookended by two entertainment districts with Armature Works and Sparkman Wharf. And there's really just endless things to do. And I think, during these times and unprecedented times, we're really fortunate to one, have the climate that we have, but be able to take our fan festival outside for the very first time in partnership with the NFL and make it free and make it truly a hopping journey. You get to hop park to park. With plenty of opportunities to stop in between because we've got restaurants and bars and entertainment districts that really allow any visitor to come make a day of their journey and their experience. So we couldn't be more excited. I think anyone that if they haven't been to Tampa ever or coming back for the first time in a long time, they are going to be blown away by what our downtown has to offer.
So you talked about it's sort of like three different theme parks sort of along the way is sort of how it looks.
It is.
And by the way,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say,
it is exactly how you defined it. It's very theme park-like. There'll be 3 designated stops as it relates to Super Bowl experience presented by Lowe's. And as I mentioned, it's co-produced with the NFL and the host committee. So Julian B. Lane Park will serve as the NFL's signature kick, pass, punch your way through experience and fan activation. That stop as well, that park will require either a timed entry pass, or you can also show up on site and go through their health promise questionnaire and get in. We just really encourage folks to download that one pass, to pre-schedule their timed entry, to help manage capacity, which is a really important, of course, piece of this, but also frustration, knowing that this is going to be a very popular experience for locals and fans alike. But what's great is on the other side of the river, you've got Curtis Hickson Park and Two Roads Development, which is serving as Tech Village. So as you mentioned, they're kind of all themed a little bit differently. They provide a different fan experience at every stop. But if for some reason you can't get into Julian B. Lane because of capacity, we have all these overflow opportunities to elevate that fan experience.
So I was trying to remember, did you have this job in 2009 during the last Super Bowl? Were you?
I didn't. No, I was yelling from the sidelines at volleyball players.
So this is like a totally fresh experience for you, off the chart. I don't think people who came here in 2009 can possibly begin to conceive of how different everything will look when they get here on the ground. The developments are massive. There's going to be a big old JW Marriott that's going to be hosting everything that's right in the middle of downtown. The Riverwalk that was just sort of like this dream and fantasy has become sort of the hub of activity all the way around the city. I mean, if you've been to places like San Antonio and things like that, you know how that can sort of galvanize, except like ours is way better. I'm just saying, it's like a way better way to do it. And everything's just still more consolidated. You can watch the sunset over the water. I mean, it's fantastic. So for people that have been here before, I think they're going to finally get to see a city that hasn't really been able to show it, except for the college football playoff in, was it 3 years ago? That's only been that's the only chance that we've really had to like sort of show the city off. And so now that things are so different, what are you doing to give people as much of the experience as you possibly can, considering that we're in a global pandemic?
Yeah, I was going to say there's a caveat to this one. But no, you mentioned 2017 college football playoff, and our Riverwalk, wasn't complete in terms of being 2.7 miles long and having those two entertainment districts bookending it at the time, but it did create the playbook that we're replicating this go round, and that it serves as that main corridor. It alleviates the pressure from a parking and transportation standpoint, because there are many opportunities for you to come and park somewhere along that 2.7 mile journey, get on that river walk, and then enjoy your day. And so we have, back to a playbook that worked, repurposed that in terms of activating the parks along the way, working in partnership with the NFL, to really elevate that experience. But you said global pandemic, and that's been, in terms of all the decision-making, health and safety has been the priority every step of the way. And so for us, we are just so proud and working so closely with, of course, local and statewide government officials, health officials, the NFL, to be able to unveil this public event safely, first and foremost. And so our community, what the Bucs have done at the stadium all season long to do that as well, and ensure that health and safety protocol measures are first and foremost. That's what's most important here. We, of course, want our community to embrace this fifth Super Bowl, to have an opportunity to come experience this fifth Super Bowl, but safely and comfortably. And we're just really proud of the product that we're going to get to unveil here in the coming weeks.
So when people get off the plane at America's finest airport,
don't forget that plug.
We have to. When people get off the plane, what differences will they see in the city? What are the protocols? How are things going to look and feel different? And then once most people go to the airport, go to their hotel, check in, and then like sort of walk around. What things will they see that look and feel different than they would normally when they come to a Super Bowl?
Sure, yeah. And I can take a deep dive into some of this health and safety protocol, especially at the NFL sanctioned events or the host committee sanctioned event that they can attend. There's, of course, going to be a mask mandate everywhere they go, from the second that they enter to the second that they leave, and it will be enforced. We have fan managers, that will be on site from an elevated staffing perspective to make sure that enforcement is at all-time high level. Social distancing will be in place. Of course, many things have gone touchless. So you're going to see cashless at concession stands for the first time ever. Tickets to the game are all mobile. No, those aren't easy to get, but in general, just all of these measures that are being taken place, to eliminate and reduce opportunity of spread. The concession areas will have food and drink eating areas only, where the mask down will be, permissible. Things are potted in certain areas where that makes sense. So, I mean, you're going, and not to mention signage and communication at an all-time high. Attendees will in a great way be beat over the head with what this protocol is, how it's being enforced, what to expect when they get up, to a queue line. And again, I think everyone's going to be really impressed. I mean, we have tons of protocol in place already in our community. We have been, air quote, open for business for a while. So our community is somewhat adjusted and accustomed to a lot of this protocol, but in working with the NFL and their health officials, this is unbelievably impressive, really all-time high level health and safety protocol to just, again, ensure the safety of those that are attending.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see. I mean, I know you guys over there. The Tampa Bay Sports Commission has done incredible work for this community for 20 years now. The amount of events that we get for the market that we are is just almost unfathomable. And it's why you guys work so hard. And it's why I always worry about you. Because you guys work on, by the way, when this is all over, Claire will be jumping right into WrestleMania, which is the other biggest national event that you could possibly do. So we go from Super Bowl to WrestleMania in 8 weeks. And then after that is Gasparilla. Like, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, I like your about us sleeping May of 2026 or something.
well, I believe John Rothstein for CBS Sports says that all the time after basketball season goes, we sleep in May. I think that really, I should get you guys to share.
Overrated. I think Rob said he had a power nap last night from 1 to 3. So
good for Rob. You talk about attendance. The attendance policy was announced this morning. There are 15,996 tickets available to the public after you email me my 4. There are 7,500 tickets available for people that have gotten a vaccine. Let's talk about the 16,000 first. How are they going to be distributed? Who can get them? Are these strictly through the teams themselves? Are there any for local? Are there going to be any available on the open market?
Yeah, right now, it's really through the third-party vendor, NFL partner, which is On Location. So I would drive everyone to NFL On Location for those ticket packages. That's how tickets are accessible and available to the public is through those packages. With that, I'll say reduced capacity, yes, but it's also been the safely executed capacity that the Bucs have, managed all year long. So the announcement today is unbelievably exciting when you talk about 7,500 healthcare workers having the opportunity to attend the Super Bowl, be recognized for all of their heroic, you talk about heroes, their heroic investment in our people and lives over the course of the last year, but always. I mean, this is just really an unprecedented opportunity to honor them, recognize them, and leverage this platform, leverage the Super Bowl platform to recognize them, but inspire vaccination and spread awareness and inspire hope. I think what you're going to see, if you haven't already, the Super Bowl is different, right? It's non-traditional in many ways, but the story around this Super Bowl isn't about the glitz and the glam and maybe the celebrity parties that you hear a lot about. It's truly about taking what this last year was and helping inspire and impact change, and leveraging this platform to do that, and to give back and recognize those that deserve to be recognized during this time. So it's been one of, if not the most rewarding adventure and journey I've ever been on. I know we still got 15 days to go, but this is really unique, and it's really amazing, and it's really inspiring.
So you talk about the 7,500 healthcare workers that are going to be permitted to go. If I am, say, a nurse at Buffalo General, and I want to come down and possibly go to the game, and I've already received 2 shots, how would I do that? How are those tickets going to be distributed? Are they just going to be for local folks?
No, there is a science to it. It's above my pay grade. So this one hasn't necessarily been my oversight, but what I do know and understand is that it is a blend. It is going to be primarily local and regional healthcare workers, and there is a science to it in terms of when they got their first shot, when they're getting their second shot, and in terms of qualifying them for this opportunity. But there is, from a national perspective, I believe 4 healthcare workers from each market will also be selected. So those markets where the franchises are will have their own type of process in which they're vetting and selecting these healthcare workers. So it's been, from what I know about the process, it has been unbelievably thoughtful, unbelievably strategic, and again, going to be incredibly inspiring.
Last thing before I let you go. Give somebody 2 things to do that are not on the Riverwalk, that are not part of the traditional plans as you'll see them in Tampa. Give people 2 things to do once they get to Tampa.
Sure. Well, you got to go over to the beaches, right? Some of the best beaches in the world. You got to hit up. Yeah. I mean, there's Colin.
Right here. Look at this. I mean, this is Clearwater right now. By the way, this is no joke. It is 73 degrees and sunny here right now.
It is. It's unbelievably gorgeous.
We just need this for
on the porch.
2 more weeks of this and we will be good.
Yep. Yep. Well, and that's another thing that you hit on. I mean, if you're not, I mean, you got to hit up Super Bowl experience. It's going to be unbelievable. And enjoy that river walk. But due to the weather, you have the opportunity to do things, in this destination that you couldn't do anywhere else during this time of the year. So rent a boat, go enjoy the water, hit the beaches. And again, how awesome and how lucky for us during this time when truly, in order to do anything safely, outdoors is best. So
Right.
Here we are in a market where you can be outdoors, you can enjoy Super Bowl experience, but you can also, whatever else you're going to do during your vacation, you're in the right place.
So speaking of the boats, are the pirate boats going to be running along the Riverwalk as well? Can people jump on a pirate water taxi?
Pirate water taxi, yep. We'll be running up and down the river, which, we have so many unique ways of navigating downtown, whether it's, the streetcar, the trolley that runs for free, all the way down to Ybor, which is another great place you need to hit up when you're in town, to the waterways, to the e-boats, to the pirate water taxis, to the scooters, to the, you name it. Lots of fun ways to get around town and experience so many districts, whether it's Seminole Heights or whether it's Hyde Park, or, there's endless fun here in Tampa. Can't wait for people to come in and join us for this ride.
And hopefully it will be 73 degrees and gorgeous every day for that as well when they get here. Claire, thank you so much for doing this. I am rooting for you. I am so excited for the city. I know what you guys have been through for the last 2 years between having all of these events and everything in stasis, and the amount of positivity that you guys continue to project in the face of what must have been stress levels that I cannot even comprehend has been incredible to watch. And again, you have my email for tickets. I prefer like between the 30s, because sometimes when you're in the 50, you can't really see both sides of the field like totally clearly. So just like somewhere between like the 30, 35 yard line is totally fine. And we will thank you. And if you all are out there, Tampa is going to be open. If you can find a way to get here, there's going to be plenty of stuff for you to do that's safe, that's, healthy, and they're going to do everything they can to give you as much of a Tampa experience as you can. And hopefully what should be one heck of a football game too. So,
for sure.
thanks.
Colin, thank you so much. You hit it, but I'll just close with, we feel confident that we're writing the blueprints and the playbooks for how to bring events back safely, and just look forward to shining a light on our community and this major event and all the great things that are happening across the country, because that's the story that will be told here.
You're a born and raised Tampa girl. I know you're supposed to be neutral, but you got to be rooting a little bit this weekend, right? Just a little bit on Sunday.
That's not undercover. Yeah. Let's take it one step further to historical, right? The Bucs are in this thing. It makes history. So it's going to be our storybook ending. Feel good about it.
Tom, I haven't seen Tom in Starbucks in days. I just don't, he must be really focused right now. So
well,
thanks,
we
Claire.
need him to be, so I'm glad.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.